Thank you very much for showing up. So I'm going to make sure that I'll make your next 15 minutes worthwhile listening to me. And I'll show you that Exchange On is not just another cryptocurrency exchange, rather with its novel product and services driven by artificial intelligence, is redefining how the exchanges should operate. So it's very important to understand and see who is behind the project and what's the team's credibility in this domain. So at the helm, as a founder, we have Umar Khan, a renowned crypto philanthropist, and then we have a co-founder backing from the UAE royal family, His Highness Sheikh Marwan, and then the rest of the team members have very credible track record in their respective domain. I had the artificial intelligence domain, and I'm one of the world's top 2% scientists ranked by Stanford University. So why is important? So is because having a top artificial intelligence team and having a collaboration with the top universities. I've got an academic positions in all of these universities. So we have a collaboration with the University of Southampton, with the Brunel University of London, with the Solent University and Southampton University, which are the top world leading universities. And through these collaborations, now we have an access to the Australia and UK supercomputing, and we are also contributing to the training of next generation scientists and engineers. And we have over 100 engineers working in UK, Australia, and UAE. And we have seen in the past some of such collaboration and university researches turned into big companies such as Google, Snapshot, Genentech, and I assure you the Exchange On going to be the next one. So, Exchange On has identified some of the key problems that traders today face. One of these problems is that the hedge funds and the big institution has an access to the world-class artificial intelligence algorithm. And using these algorithms, they can manipulate the market. They can liquidate the people. And we have seen, on an average, between $200 million to $1 billion to $2 billion sometimes when the market is very volatile, the liquidation happens. So Exchange On is addressing that. Another problem that usually traders face that they experience scamming when they do the peer-to-peer trading, and Exchange On is addressing that as well. So Exchange On has these 4 flagship products which no other exchange is offering right now. Spot marketplace sounds similar, but it provides people access to all the currency pairs available on 35 leading exchanges. And it has some artificial intelligence, which I'm going to explain in a moment, some of the tools available to all users. Then every user on the exchange get an access to the arbitrage bot, taking small profits from the difference in the market prices across different exchanges. And then our very innovative product is that zero liquidation. As I mentioned, every trader at some point of their career, they experience the liquidation problem. So on Exchange On, it's very hard to liquidate them because we have a special product which I'm going to explain. And then for the peer-to-peer trading, we are addressing the fraud and the scam problem that many traders face today. And since yesterday, I've been getting a lot of questions, how are we doing this? So I thought I'll quickly touch base that. So when a person joins on our exchange and they interact with different modules on Exchange On, they go to the different pages, how they move their mouse and cursors, we calculate 35 different parameters, including velocity, the kicks, the angles, and using those 35 features, using principal component analysis, we're reduced to 3 component analysis, and then feed that data to a very deep neural network, applying some attention and transfer on the top, we can pick up very subtle difference that are there between a normal user and potentially scammer user. So we identify a user potentially being scammed, and then when they go and interact with the peer-to-peer module, we then alert the other party that there's a possibility scam could be happening. And when the probability is greater than 0.6 to 0.8, we hold that transaction and we ask more details. And that's how we are saving our user. So with the spot market place, some of the features are standard like any other exchange, but being on an exchange the user do not have to do the KYC on 35 different exchanges. We have a partnership with all these 35 exchanges. All the currency pair, all the trading pairs get fed into the exchange and user can do just a single KYC on exchange and then they can stay there, do their trading. They get access to the world-class artificial intelligence algorithm, which predicts the market movement for the short term and long term. And when they interact with the AI module, they get to ask whether they have an intention to hold that asset for a short term or the long term. And then we predict the different financial regimes. I have published an algorithm, and on this one, I agree with Elon Musk that copy us if you can. Many of my algorithms are already out there if you look up the Google Scholar and just look up my name there. So this algorithm identify the different financial regimes when a bull market or bear market is getting changed. So if you are intending to hold an asset for a 6 months or 1 year, then you can see the projectile of the prices that are possible to happen in the future. Very powerful tool out there. And in addition to that, we have some very powerful tools available to the programmers or who do the trading using different algorithm, immediate or cancel, fill or kill, or atomic transaction, which nobody else is providing. Basically, you can initiate multiple transactions and then have them bundled together. If one of them fails, then every other transaction fails and you get rolled back. Very difficult to achieve, but we have done it. And then every user on exchange get an access to the arbitrage bot. Olden days, we used to do that manually, but it's not possible anymore because the price gaps we know can change within a fraction of a second. So you need a highly sophisticated bot to do that automatically on a very high speed. And we're providing that access to every user. There are some of the statistics of this bot. We are covering 35 leading exchanges. So you can trade and do the arbitrage on these trading. All of these exchanges, we provide you access to the 2,000 pairs for the arbitrage. It's all automatic. You don't have to do that. There's no parameter tuning. There's no adjustment to the bot. You just have to click enable. That's it. And it does all the work. Execution speed less than a second. You can have thousands of, you can choose how many bots you want to run. You can deploy thousands of bots at the same time. And all the historical testing and the beta, during this beta phase, we have seen that our bot X has identified more than 1 million trades a day. And we are not ashamed of collecting small pennies and cents and here and there, because we know when you stack these up hundreds and thousands of times, then it's going to be a big money every single day, right? And we have a plan to have the liquidity on all of these exchanges. Within a year, we're going to reach $100 billion. It's all, as I mentioned, 100% AI-driven, complete autonomous. You don't need to do anything. All the risk adjustment, everything is built into there. We have a 99.9% uptime. Here's a slide showing just a quick overview of how this whole thing works. I think you got the idea. We connect all of these exchanges, get the data in, look for the opportunity. Wherever we see the price gap is big enough, even if we have a probability of making small cents, we go for it. We do the value selection. But it's not as simple as it sounds like. Sometimes On some of the exchanges, the slippage is quite big, so you have a possibility of losing the money or get stuck in the trade. So that's where the AI comes in. We identify the venues and the routing mechanism, which exchanges at that particular point of time has a less probability of having a big slippage. That's why what we identify, do the sizing, hedging, execution, monitoring, and everything is available on the dashboard. Right, so BOTEX utilize 4 strategies. You don't have to choose those strategies. AI will automatically select the best strategy available at the time and where to execute which strategy. We do the cross-exchange spot arbitrage. We do perpetual spot cash and carry arbitrage. We have a triangular arbitrage, basically going from BTC to ETH, USDT, and back to BTC, ensuring that now the final BTC should be tiny bit more than what we started with, right? And then we also do the funding rate harvesting. Different exchanges or for different currency pairs have a different funding rate, and then we make sure that before that funding rate being applied, we go in, take our profit, and then quickly go out. So in terms of our perpetual futures, we have similar artificial intelligence tools that you have already seen in the spot trading. However, in the spot trading, usually people have an intention to hold that asset for the long term. Here, most of the time, users are, they want to go in quickly, make some profit and get out. So here we have using these machine learning and deep learning and neural network, we have optimized them and fine-tuned that for the future market. You get a similar outlook. What's the probability of a certain crash and the probability of going up and down? We do that. But one of our leading, which has attracted a lot of interest since yesterday, and we have a lot of interest, and I encourage everyone to visit us on the booth, and I can happy to explain it more, is a zero liquidation. And people are really surprised how we're doing it. It's a simple, for us, it's a simple game of all the mathematics and AI mechanism happening on the back end. We provide a margin on, what we're calling the margin on. It's basically a collateral. As soon as the the trader goes into the trade, and if they fear there's a possibility of liquidation happen, they can just click a button. They just click a button, and then we take care of everything. Now, there's a collateral being on the back end implemented onto the user account, and their liquidation price is pushed so far, which is kind of impossible to reach. I'll give you an example. For example, you did a long on BTC at $100,000, and you have a liquidation price sitting at $90,000. Price comes down to $95,000. Now you have a fear of getting liquidated. So you just press this button, our zero liquidation, and then we push your liquidation price to, let's say, $10,000. Right. Now, what's the probability of getting that $10,000 of crash within the next one month or 2 months? It's zero. Right. So that's why we're calling it a zero liquidation. Right. And then we are also providing exchange on cafes and networking space to the people to interact with each other. We're going to be launching the Web3 smartphone very soon. Only cryptocurrency exchange which will have its own smartphone. We've been in this game for 4 years, setting up everything, and we have done all the beta testing. Now it's all available on our platform. We have the compliance from Slovakia, VORA initial license available, USA is going through, and I really thank you very much for listening to me, and we look forward for the partnership with you and talking to you more.